Alright, we're live. This is the last session of the Crossmeet campaign. Previously in Kulthania, the heroes had located Mythalemar, which was an ancient elven city, subrace of the elves actually called the Nadriel. Their city had been hidden in the sky to escape from battles and intruders who would steal its knowledge. They brought it down. They found out that most of the buildings were destroyed. The one building that was still intact was a tower called Param's Tower at one end of the city. They met the only resident, technically two residents, remaining in Mythalemar, Bellamus, a Nadriel himself, but a ghost. And also in the tower is Gond, an earth elemental. Bellamus, after some conversation, you invited him in. You found out he was somewhat senile. His knowledge of history was hit and miss, but he led you through the tower, gave you a short tour. He also accepted you as friends of the tower, which allowed you to cross the glyph in the main room on the main floor, and gave you the tour. When you got to the top, you found the controls for the tower. But the tower, and with the city attached, moves very, very slowly, roughly walking speed. You saw in the distance several dozen dark specks winging their way towards you. So I'm going to send you guys all right now on Facebook just a one-page printout. This is just for your reference of the tower and what it has, because it has some weapon capabilities and defensive capabilities that you should know about. So instead of you guys asking over and over, I just made a quick cheat sheet. It's not very long. I'll post it right now. There. So call that up and take a quick look at it. You guys are on the top floor of the tower, of Param's Tower, and I'll bring up a picture. Come on. There we go. So you guys are up here, technically the 8th floor of the tower. There are 4 stands here with the 4 different sets of controls. One control seems to control the visibility of the tower and the city. One controls the up-down. One controls its horizontal movement. And one detaches it from the city. Now, I believe when we left off, there was some discussion about releasing the city or not, so that the tower can move more quickly. And Grimm had even taken the steps of putting some sort of magic shield around the handle so that others couldn't get at it. So any questions about the tower? True. Any questions about the tower? Feel free to ask. You have about 15 to 20 minutes before those winged creatures reach where you are. The tower with the city attached, which is about a mile by 1/3 of a mile, is slowly rising in the sky. Inside the tower, it's room temperature. It's comfortable. You can still see the wind. The windows are glassless. And you can feel some wind, but it's not bad. The tower seems to have some sort of magical protection against natural elements. This is also evidenced by the fact that it's not weathered or pitted, even though it's been here for centuries.
Okay.
All right, so beginning with Grimm, since you seem to have this shield around this handle, and you guys were discussing whether or not to release the tower. Bellamus is also in the room with you.
Yeah. Well, Grimm has sort of made it fairly clear that he intends to keep the tower. this amount of power should not be just wasted or just thrown away. Nor should it fall into the wrong hands. And of course, he seems to clearly feel that his hands are the right hands to wield such a place. He most of you probably haven't ever seen him like this before. He has a sort of almost fanatical look in his eyes, and a kind of raw excitement at the thought of the tower, but also he seems very defensive of it and his possession of it, that sort of thing, and so his eyes are flicking to all of you, just sort of waiting to see what you'll do. If you're basically trying to determine if you're on his side or not, and he is he still has his hand on the release of the release lever for the city. Oops. The release lever for the city, and at that point he just kind of glances over his shoulder, look out the window, see these spots coming towards him, and he looks back, and now his eyes are flicking between each one of you and the outside.
Okay. You're at about 7,000 feet and rising. Tolraun, how do you want to respond to this?
Am I responding? So I look between Grimm and Jawdat, who seem to be the two sides in this argument, and say, if we're going to make a decision, we need to make it now.
Anybody else want to jump in? Go for it.
I mean, at this point, I'm completely outvoted because my boon, my companion, my confidant has turned on me and decided to side with the psychopath over there with the stick in his hand.
Technically, I'm a sociopath. High functioning.
Just as a side note, who is your boon companion?
Well, it was Tolraun until he decided to no longer support the cause of not destroying the world.
Yeah. It was kind of the too sensible versus the too nutty.
And then Tolraun was just like, just pick one.
You're not gonna lump me in with Camp Grimm.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We have lumped you in with Grimm since we first supposed he put his lump in you.
Well, as they argue, and Grimm is growing more and more anxious, Balmera will look around to see if there's any sort of object, gear, that resembles the spying glass they once borrowed from Lady Lazara.
No. However, I will show you a different picture. Just give me a minute to find it. No, you don't see it. Do you want to say anything? Do you want to respond?
Okay, so what is your plan, Grimm? You want to release the tower and take over the world? Or?
If we drop the tower...
No, I'm not talking... No one's talking about taking over the world.
There's no telling you can kill anyone with the city if it falls.
Just walk through a wasteland. The most it's going to go are a bunch of Yeti, maybe.
Yes, because the science of dropping cities is so advanced in your culture.
Look, how much time to decide? There's obviously other interested parties who are coming. We don't have much time. We need to decide this now.
Well, if we are to drop the city, would it not make sense more for us to wait until they have landed on the city and then drop it?
Well, can't we just drop the city to invisible?
Yeah, that was the plan. Well, I mean, that was the...
We're already
The
invisible.
thing is, you're already invisible, and
And they're
it
still
seems
flying
they
right at
have
us.
to detect, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because all you do is go, detect magic. What's that big glowing thing over there?
No, the invisibility also protected against detecting magic. At least that's what the crazy elf said. I mean...
Well, however it works, they're flying towards us. All right.
Okay,
with
so
the way
how
the
about
tower
we...
is designed, there's no place if they're on flying mounts for them to land on the tower itself, right?
They
Well,
can land
they
on the
land on
ground
the roof, maybe.
around it, but the tower itself looks like that. Yeah, there's it'd have to be a small mount.
So it
How about we compromise? We fight off...
drop half the city.
No, we fight off this, whatever it is that's coming against us. And if we survive, we can take up the debate of who's going to keep the tower and who's going to drop the city.
That's not a compromise. That's just arguing later.
Well, we compromise
Yeah,
to argue later.
Dwarven logic. Rob, what is geographically near us? We are pretty much in the middle of a wasteland for all that we know, right?
Yeah, you are about a little over 7,000 feet in the sky. You're directly over the Dragon Back Mountains. To the north is the Dragovar Empire, but it's basically a huge Arctic expanse. To the south is the Colossal Expanse, which is a whole bunch of mountains, and the nearest town would be probably Allure, maybe 500 miles away, something like that.
All right. So the only problem then is if we drop city, and someone in Dragovar sees it, witnesses the impact. Will they think that the front is attacking them? Because we're
You're
not
technically outside of the borders of front right now. You're just beyond front.
This is not going to be small. This is not going to be small impact.
I know. It's. But look, this tower is dangerous.
I give him a sideways look into his maniacal eyes. Yes.
We can't let this fall into anyone's hands, not even Lady Laseva's.
Wait a second. We actually do not know how powerful the tower is. All we know is it's invisible and moves.
The library alone is worth a king's
It's all in
ransom.
Elvish. There are what, like 6 people in the entire world that can read it?
In a year, there could be 7, 8, 9, 10. It doesn't take that long to learn a language. Look, we dedicate the time to do so.
But
Just
technically,
imagine
it
that
doesn't
Grimm
matter.
7
It
was
doesn't
himself.
matter who can read them. I mean, let's assume that the evil cult, the Nato, can read it. Lady Lazarus certainly can read it, and I'm guessing that the asshole elves to the west can also read it. So, okay, how about we burn the books?
Damn!
You see the horror on Grimm's face, and his eyes flashed to you, and for a moment you almost feel like actual fire within his eyes as he moves on you.
Fine. We will.
With the invention of burning books.
We will drop the city. But I think it's best to wait for whatever is coming to land.
Fine, I'll do it. I'll stay here.
All right. In the meantime, the rest of us must figure out how to defend this tower from whatever those are.
Yeah, you have about 10 minutes or so.
But, I mean, if the object is to keep those guys, whoever they are, from obtaining the knowledge within, it stands to reason to destroy that knowledge.
Yeah. We can talk about book burnings after we have dropped an entire city and defended a flying invisible castle from whatever the flying specks that somehow can see invisible flying castles are. I know that it's hard to believe, but we will have that discussion.
Yeah, but think about it. If we drop the books now and then we drop the city, the books would be destroyed from the impact.
If we drop the books now without anyone having any understanding of what is in them, then we are then defending a tower for no gain whatsoever. None. We are defending an empty box that has a ghost and a pile of talking mud. This is it.
Well, you're forgetting one important thing. We're defending our lives.
If we wanted to do that, we should have stayed back in Crossmeet.
Well, I'm not saying we made all the right choices, but
For now,
I mean,
let's figure out how to defend the tower.
What sort of defenses does the tower have?
Well, Balmera can tell you that there are 2 ballista. They're like magic ballista on this level. Ballista, yeah, fair enough. This is the best drawing I can do. They are at. If you look at the picture of the tower, you can see that there are like wide slits in it that give you a firing angle of about 135 degrees. These ballistae are on opposite sides of the tower. One points one way, one points the other way. And in the sheet I sent you, there's a breakdown of what they do. So it's basically 4 wands linked together. So 4 wands of fire and 4 wands of cold
And how far
linked
apart
together
are
to fire as one. I'm sorry?
they? The ballista, are they on the same device or are they separated?
Yeah.
They're at opposite sides of this floor. One
Which
out
is-
one window,
no.
one out the other window.
Old one's on one side, 4 fire on the other. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well,
But-
it's
but-
one
but-
gun,
but-
one gun. They just happen to be powered by 4 wands.
Right. Yeah.
Yes,
Any
yes,
4
it's 2 guns.
fire. Like 4.
And how wide is the tower?
Yeah.
The tower is about 70 feet across.
So, in theory, with what we know about it, if we let Tolraun man those, he could actually shoot one each round. Because he can cover the distance between them if it became necessary.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose he could. Yeah,
He's the only one of us that can do that.
That's
yeah.
true.
If that's the assignment he wants to take on, yeah, I don't see why not. If he can move.
But why do you want to? The rest of us are just gonna stand watching. There's no other guns.
Well, here's the thing. I have magic. You have what you do. Grimm has magic. We can hit things at a distance until they land. Our friend Tolraun cannot punch them.
Well,
There's also a front door to guard.
There's also a what?
Well,
Well, there's
that
a
is
front door
that is a big.
on the ground floor to guard.
Yeah, but they have to
That is
get.
against the rhythm still too, which is good. Yeah.
They have to get.
And there's a crossbow down there you could man, and then you can
Right.
have you can use gun for protection as well. You can use
Right,
gun.
or have him doing repairs if we had to.
Right.
I talked to the ghost. I said, are there any defensive capabilities other than the weapons?
The tower can slowly repair itself, and it protects against weather and in the elements. But it's not meant as a. This was not meant as a place of war, but a place of learning.
Well, it's about to learn about war.
Well, it has some pretty good offenses. Plus, has Gond.
War.
Oh yeah.
War never changes.
All right, so if we were to have Tolraun man both guns, both ballista up top, and Grimm and Balmera and I were to use our magic at the flying creatures until they land, and then at which point Tolraun would leave his post up top and go down to help at the ground. This might be a way to best make use of the available things. With the if they get inside, we do have the design on the floor. It will help a little bit.
We also have the elemental.
Yes, but
which will help a lot.
yes, but is up to you. How do we do this? That is only suggestion.
Well, I agree with them land. Yeah, we wait in the tower. We wait here till they land on till they land in disembark. We pretend as if we're not expecting them.
So
You-
we're not.
you
We're
want
gonna
to-
wait.
You want to not shoot them while they're coming and pretend that the people in the towers with the big windows did not see the flying things coming at them.
Well, maybe they don't know about the
Well,
magic.
I'm guessing they can't see us. I mean, even if they can somehow detect this place, it's invisible. So I'm guessing they're not going to see figures in a dark room in a window at the top of a tower.
Yes, I still think
That'd be a bit of a stretch.
I still think attacking them while they're coming is better than waiting for them all to be here. If we can pick off one or two, that is less one or two they have to deal with.
Yes, but I mean, I can't hit targets that far away with my magic.
Then perhaps you should take one of the ballista and let Tolraun take the other.
Yeah. Well, from this little sheet, the ballistas don't have terrible long range too.
All right, Balmera, come here.
They have a range of 200 feet.
Yeah, but 200 feet is what, 3 rounds?
I mean, it's fair to say there might
Dum-
be blind spots from the windows, but yeah, it would have a range of 200 feet.
Right.
I'm thinking Grimm's plan with letting them draw close, and we will hold our fire, so they might think that the tower is defenseless before we open fire on them, and if we can get as many as them to land as possible, we can drop the city.
Oh, look, I have an idea. It sounds crazy, but it just might work. Jawdat and I will go out on the city outside the tower. We will we'll engage them as they approach. As they get closer, we will run into the tower, and then you, Balmera, will disengage the tower.
Yeah. Here is thing. The ballista can shoot a certain distance. Is longer than distance either one of us can use. They are long range for a reason. If they were just meant to shoot from building to grass, they would not be designed the way they are.
I think I can actually. I think stretch at least a little bit.
If you have a spell that shoots over 200, you have one of them maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think
I
lightning
killed
bolt is
this
the only
mouse
one that
out
gets close.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I think
Yeah.
that I think we are giving up a large potential by not using them. But if this is what everyone wishes to do before we die, then sure.
Well, no, I thought Tolraun was going to use those.
But now everyone is saying don't use them until everyone has landed.
No. What I'm saying is that you and I go out to the city and attack, because we want to bring them down to the city so they land and get and dismount. If we're on the ground and then we run into the door, they're more likely to land and dismount. And all the time, Tolraun can be using those ballistae and.
Right. So again, you were saying wait until they are here to use ballista, and I said this, and you said no, not what I'm saying. But then you repeated it exactly the same.
No, we use the ballistae as they're approaching. I'm not saying we don't use them.
You just said we go outside, we engage them, which puts them
While we
close.
do that, Tolraun will also be using the ballistae at the same time.
I mean, I'm not to step
But
on
then-
your parade or anything, but
Mhm.
if we are shooting at them at
They're
long
going to
range,
shoot back.
yeah, they're probably
Yeah.
not gonna land. They're probably gonna attack whoever is attacking them before they.
Well, that's why we run into as soon as they're shooting at us.
Yeah,
And
but
doesn't
let's assume worst case scenarios. What they're flying on is dragons.
What?
I mean, you're not gonna land with your dragon. You're just gonna go Fire breath.
Is understood that if you want to capture any point, you have to do it from ground. You cannot occupy city with flying beasts or boats. There must be people on ground.
Sure,
And they're also not going to want to destroy the tower. They want it just as much as we do. So they're not going to stop.
I think as a group they want it more.
And that may be so. So that'll reinforce the point. They're not going to be chucking fireballs at the tower and just destroying it or what's in it.
Okay, fair enough. If we take that approach, that's cool. But then
If we shoot
Jawdat's plan makes more sense. Then we have to launch as much as we can at them before they get here.
And if we try and shoot them with ballista and our magic
I'm
from
not
the
disagreeing.
tower, right? But I do not want to go outside and be in line of fire when I can be inside the building that is made of magic rock that is protecting me.
All right. We can do it from inside. I just think we have a better chance of getting them landing if we.
They are going to have to land at
we're
one
bad
point
at
or other, or they cannot get us out of tower. Landing is inevitable.
Yeah. I kind of think when I say, I might be able to get them land anyway. All right. Fine. We'll shoot from the windows.
Also, we should go ahead and make town visible. That way they are more enticed to land. There's not a period of where is city, so on and so forth. Initial shots we do from invisible, and then after they return, then we can make it visible, let them land, and try and drop them. Perhaps.
I like it.
Well, then, let us go to war in defense of a tower that no person should ever have.
What?
Except us.
So
You go ahead.
So I'm using the two magical ballistas, Balmera's using the third one, and you two are firing spells.
Well, Balmera can't use the third one, because the third one's on the ground floor. It's just a crossbow.
Yeah. I'm gonna shoot the fireball at them.
All right. So you've got ice, and then we're gonna try and lay down spells.
No, I'm gonna use my own spell.
And just
okay.
And just remember, just don't get far from the release level for the city, because we'll probably end up having to drop it.
All right. So to be clear, Tolraun's taking both of the ballista. We're using spells.
Yes.
And when they land, Balmera's going to pull the switch, and then we're going to engage them on the bottom floor.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Two things. The two ballista. There's probably about 15 or 20 feet around the base of the tower that they can't get to, just from the angle. The second thing is what instructions do you want to give to Gond? He's currently on the 5th floor.
To go down to the first floor and hold it. Like, don't let anyone inside the building at all.
So you're going to give him like a guard.
Except us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Except any of us.
Right. Yeah, please don't kill us.
Guarding the tower. Yeah.
And then can the ghost just patrol the tower so that if someone sneaks in through a window or something, there's a chance that he'll see them?
Yeah, I have stuff in mind for Balamise.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, just keep your eye. Let us know if it's in any place they should.
Well, before we do this, I think it is important as we stand in this tower of ancient knowledge and unseen weapons, something that has been lost to the world, perhaps for a very good reason. We should not have found it. But nonetheless, it is, as Bellomus, the ghost, said, it is a center that was for learning. And so, before we all run off to futilely shoot at dragons, and I hope you're very wrong, I think that this is a time that together we should turn to my goddess and ask her, as the goddess of knowledge, to help protect this place and us while we are here. As we would not be here, myself or any of you, had she not pointed us this direction. Also, because we're going to need all the help we can get.
Okay, so I'm going to ask two things over here, Steve. I want you to explain to me why your goddess would be interested in protecting this place,
Okay.
and then make me a religion roll.
All right. So, couple different reasons. One is because she is the goddess of knowledge, and this is a trove of that, if nothing else. But also
Yep.
because when you're the goddess of knowledge and you're put in that position, you have to understand that there's going to be certain knowledges that aren't meant for general consumption. And so you lean on your servants and other people to make those calls for you. And this one was hidden away a long time ago, and I can't see it being done without her having some influence or knowledge of it, that it was done the way it was and has lasted so long undiscovered. Because if she has so many secrets of knowledge out there, how come someone from our order hasn't stumbled on it before? So in Jawdat's mind, there is some protection that she's afforded this in the past. And so having people that she has directly healed all of us before, and a follower of hers in here who is now juxtaposed against some of his own members on the different levels of the knowledge. You know, knowledge can't be destroyed because of how pure and powerful it is, and then that being Grimm, and then the other side of the coin, that if it's meant to be locked away and hidden, then that's where it's got to stay, which is a huge loss to a walk in the R, but there is an understanding that sometimes you're just not meant to have certain knowledge. You know, it's almost biblically that the tree in the Garden of Eden. So he's not 100% decided which way that falls yet, but after having seen the look in Grimm's eyes and his constant referral to as his tower, my plans, I have to learn this, he can see how even not having touched that knowledge is already beginning to soil him. So this has to be something that it's beyond Jawdat to decide or to control for certain. And much like he has faith that when the undead attacked Front, that even though Grimm and other people were complaining that the gods weren't helping, if the gods hadn't been helping, wouldn't the army have eventually won? So I mean, you had to have turned it back with clerics and paladins. So we're kind of standing on that same front now. Front.
Cool. All right, so make me a religion roll, please. That was good. I like the knowledge angle. It's very good.
While he's doing that, Balmera will get out all her random stuff from her backpack and just keep all she has in there for her lantern, and rig it to be a kind of a firebomb if she needed.
She turns her backpack into a Molotov cocktail.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm not sure how that's going, but okay. What'd you roll there?
Well, I rolled an 18, but it's going to come out to a different number than that. Sorry.
Okay, so that's okay. So everybody can consider themselves under the blessed spell. You get a definite sense that your prayers were heard and responded to.
So for whatever it matters, blessed. It comes out to 28.
Excellent. Belamuse, he isn't blessed. But it wouldn't take. But the rest of you are.
In fact, he's just destroyed. That's not what I meant!
So, when the swarm that's approaching gets to about 2 minutes away, it starts to break up somewhat and spread out. So, and it's flying above you, but it's not quite over you yet, and winging their way towards you.
So,
amongst, it's a little closer now. You can see that there are about 15 flying creatures, several flying humanoids, humans, dwarves, tieflings, and 2 dragons, 2 blue dragons.
Oh, good.
What do you mean by flying humanoids? They fly on their own?
Yeah, so it would appear. Some
That's a-
of the winged creatures, though, are, in fact, pretty much all the winged creatures are carrying passengers. Some are carrying a couple, some are carrying more than a couple, but quite a few of the creatures of the humanoids are flying on their own.
Okay.
So they're starting to spread out into sort of like a horseshoe shape, and it's
Yeah.
above you about maybe 500 feet, and starting to pass over you.
Can Tolraun hear me from where we are?
I mean, I would
He's
assume
made
the
in the
Cowboys
ballistic.
Where are you exactly? Are you
Well,
outside literally?
No.
Or are you on the ground floor?
We have to take windows like where we could get a good angle on things.
Yeah,
Right, but are you on the ground floor, for instance, or
No.
are you?
No, we're as high in towers we can go.
Oh, you're on the 8th floor. All of you are on the 8th floor?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. For now.
Is that where the lever is?
Yeah.
Yes. All the controls
we're in the
are
control
on
floor.
the floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I mean-
again, with windows up there. I guess.
Okay.
Since it looks like we're, well, she looks out the window, about to die. I just want to say, it's been fun.
So I just kind of shout to
No, it
everyone
hasn't.
as the wind. Yeah. I just kind of shout to everyone as the wind picks up and my hair, a wind happens to come in the window I'm next to and blows my hair sideways. I say, target the dragons first.
All right.
That's something you never want to hear someone say.
So the
Especially plural.
Yeah.
this rough horseshoe shape flies over the tower, past the city, and then turns around and starts descending at the far end of the city. About half of them are descending, and about half of them are flying over the city at about 50 feet above the city. So you can see that several of the winged creatures land, and passengers get off, draw weapons, and start moving through the buildings towards you. You kind of lose sight of them for the most part among the buildings, but you get an idea of where the pack is. You can see enough of it that way.
Nice.
Now, the remaining half is flying towards a tower, and they're kind of spreading out again in a semicircle to sort of, buzz the tower, if you will.
Yeah.
So what is your plan, as soon as they get into range, and what is the range?
So the range is 200 feet on the ballista.
Yep.
Well,
Okay.
one of them is. The fire one is 200, the other one is 120 for the cold.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, I'll be on the fire one first.
But the
Okay.
cold is a cone.
So you're going to have to, I'll let you choose, but only one of them is pointing toward the city. One of them is pointing away from the city.
Well,
Remember, they're on opposite faces.
I'm not sure that we're worried about the ones in the city right now.
Yeah.
Because
In fact,
if we give them 6, 7, 10 minutes to dismount and start moving, we just drop the city because that's half of them gone.
Exactly. Yeah. So,
Well, half of the ones that don't manage to scramble back to a flyer.
yeah. Well, the longer we let them run towards us, the
Right.
less chance that'll be.
But we also
This
don't
is
know
gonna-
that the release from the city is instantaneous. It could be a
No,
gradual thing. So if we give them 5, 6, maybe 10 minutes
Let's
at
hope not.
because what it's a half
well, then we
mile.
want to wait till we see the whites. Yeah. We definitely want to see the whites of their eyes before we.
No.
But I do gesture to Balmera to get on the lower.
Yeah, I'm ready.
We don't want to see the whites of their eyes because if it's like a 5-minute release process, they're going to be inside here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a half mile or something across the city, right?
Yeah. It's a third by a mile, the city.
Right.
But
Right.
they got about a half mile to
Where's
cover.
All right. So if they have a half.
where's
if they
the
have a half
freaking goat?
What?
See, I was asking what the freaking ghost is. How long does it take for the city to drop?
What's the question? You were chopping.
He's asking the ghost how long it takes. For the
Oh, sorry. How I was asking the ghost how long it takes for the city to drop when we pull lever.
Well, as you recall, when you asked him last time, he doesn't even know that the city will fall. It's never been done.
Well, now's a
Never
good time
been
to find
detached,
out.
so he doesn't know. That's the answer. I don't know.
Yeah, it is a good time to find out.
Do you want me to,
I turn.
as soon as
So-
they dismount?
Yeah,
No,
just
no,
so you're
wait,
clear, so
we-
the flying ones are about, I'm going to say, a quarter of a mile and closing fast,
Right.
and
Okay.
about half of them are on the ground. Many of them have bows, some have long swords, some have rapiers.
So,
Wait. Okay, so I was gonna we wait maybe 5 minutes because they're not gonna cover the distance in time.
It's 50 rounds. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
So-
I mean, it's not gonna half a mile.
So
They're not gonna
if you're
run that 5
firing
minutes.
you can
if you're
definitely cover
firing
half a
at
mile in 5
maximum,
minutes.
yeah, you can do a mile in 4 minutes.
Right.
If your maximum range is 200 feet, what's firing first?
The fire.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, fire.
The first floor of the tower, Rob, is it actually a laid foundation or is it the actual city below? Meaning, if we detach the city and the city were to fall, is the first floor of the tower going to go away?
No.
No.
Okay.
The tower and
Take
a
that
little
picture you
patch
showed
of
us.
ground around it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Like
Yeah,
is that-
I remember now.
yeah.
Yeah.
All that
Alright,
goes
cool.
with you. Goes with it.
So yeah, I would say give them 60 seconds, maybe a minute and a half to
Alright.
get off and then drop it.
All right, fair enough.
And then let
Okay.
Tolraun start shooting the crap out of things.
So Tolraun, you're going to go first. I'm noting a marching order here.
Alright, cool.
And I want you to also write down 1,000 hit points and keep track of the tower's hit points, okay?
Alright, so I'm keeping track of the tower's hit points. Okay.
Yes.
What was that, 10,000 hit points?
One. Or I can times as much
One,
damage. It's up to you.
Right. I mean, it could be a million. He's just got to add more zeros to the damage.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Um,
Then we'll be playing WoW.
infinity hit points. Okay, so, yep, then we do Grimm said and fire at the dragon.
Right. So remind me of the mechanics. I get a million things. What is it? It's an attack roll, or they make a dex save, or
Yeah, everything, the dragon and everything within a 30-foot radius of it has to make a dex save, DC 15.
okay. So they're somewhat spread out, but I'm going to say that you can get one of the flying ones, and the dragon, and one of the other winged creatures, which you can tell now is a manticore. Body of a lion, wings of an eagle, and tail with spikes, for those that don't remember.
So I don't know what a manticore is, I just think that looks horrifying.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because it is.
Okay, so I make some...
This whole thing is wrong.
Well, I'm making dex saves, right?
Yep.
Yes.
But they're not going to get my library. Sorry, the library.
Okay, so the dragon makes the dex save, the other two don't. So what's the damage there? And what's
I'm calculating
damage
it,
does it?
also fuck you for making me count up 20d6.
roll
A lot of sixes,
10
that's good.
roll 10 d12s if it makes you feel better.
5, 31.
I got it. 16.
Hey, you're getting one of the most powerful weapons for the fight, man.
75, I
Okay.
think?
74
Oh, I was close.
Okay,
You got
so
one. by 1.
No!
one of the manticores wings catch fire and it tumbles bounces just on the very edge of the city and then goes over.
Okay.
The city continues to slowly rise this whole time.
Yeah, the dragon will take half.
One of the flying creatures, one of the flying humanoids, that is, he also screams and falls to his death. The dragon takes half, which was, what was the number?
That would be 38.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's your next longest range thing?
120.
What's the range?
But technically, I think my fireball is the next longest as far as that goes.
Is it 120?
I think that's 100. I think it's 150.
Okay, so you can do the same thing if that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're gonna cast fireball.
So I see. I can fire and I follow it up with. You see, I kind of pull my hands back, tighten them up, and then boom! Let's just ball of fire, which just launches out there and then boom. First, actually, what you actually see is like you first see this first flash, and then like half a second later, boom! The concussion of the blast. This fireball goes off. So
Okay.
and I see it's actually a 2. 6.
Now, what are you targeting?
The same dragon. So the dragon anywhere around him.
Yep. Well, I would say there's no one immediately around that dragon anymore.
Not anymore.
Okay. Well, hopefully not. Let's see. Here. 30.
I'll make my deck save. I roll a natural 20. Okay.
38 is the damage.
All right. So the fire definitely seems to hurt the dragon. He calls out. You can see now they're blue dragons. He calls out in response, and the pair of them both launch lightning bolts. One at you, Grimm, and one at you, Tolraun. Now I'm going to add 2 to your AC. Yeah, I'm going to add 2 to your AC from the cover.
Well, is it? Oh, I thought it was a save for lightning.
It's just a straight up save. Okay.
I thought,
are they casting a spell or are they breathing?
It's a breath weapon.
So it's a save.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm move action. I'm ducking back behind the wall like completely.
Yeah. Well, they're going to make their attack. You can make your save.
What save?
It's a deck save, I believe.
Yeah. So they get advantage on that since they have cover. Or...
I think that's what cover does.
All right. I'll give you that. So you can have advantage on the save. Okay.
Okay, I got 27.
Deck save.
Yep.
There you go.
And the rest of you are on the same floor, right?
Yeah. So we all make saves?
Well, I'm going to say not this time because they're at maximum range, so it would just be the end of the lightning bolt that's reaching. But next time, yes.
Well,
and with advantage, I get a 21 for the save.
Okay, so you're going to take half. Anybody who makes a save is going to take half.
So I have what's it, evasion? So
yeah, but you don't get hit. There's only Grimm and Tolraun.
Yeah.
Jawdat.
Why Jawdat?
No, I thought it was me, Grimm.
Yeah.
It's just me.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry.
10, 20, 35, 49, 53, 62. Half of that's 31. You take 31 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
From the dragon's breath as they sweep by. Next range attack. Who gets the next range attack off?
Me. I'm gonna fire.
I'm at 120 feet, so I'll go right after Balmera.
Yeah, me too. So I will fireball it. Boom, 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 boom. And I think I hit, unless it has way over 20 in AC.
No.
It could.
No. It's a hit. It's a hit.
22 and 20. Would that hit?
Yeah, are you downstairs?
Yeah, but they go out. Oh no, that's fine. AC is 21.
Yeah, just let me know when you're here.
Okay,
No,
so
AC is 18. AC is 18.
Alright, see you in a bit.
Okay. Hang on. Let's see what's wrong. That's puny. 10 points of fire damage.
Okay.
Oh, this is like from your spell?
It's firebolt, yeah.
This
Oh,
is
yeah,
from
okay.
the circuit of blasting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Hey, every nickel and dime helps, believe me.
That's right.
Let's say so, man.
Is you hit the dragon, he's swooping like up to kind of maybe come around on a loop-to-loop on his next blast. The other dragon is doing a similar but horizontal maneuver to the right. Jawdat, I believe it's your turn.
Yeah. Alright, so the one that's already been hit, can I get a line of sight on him at the moment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
I just want to make sure, because I know we're technically dealing in a Z-axis right now, which is...
Yeah.
There's all windows around the...
I can only do it so precise, theater of the mind.
Right,
I don't
right.
want to go the other way, because it'll take 6 days to play the battle in.
19... 24 to hit him?
Yeah, need a 20, an 18 to hit the dragon.
Okay.
I think with the 24 you can hit it correct, so I think you're okay.
Well, that's good, because I rolled a 19 to do that, so... Okay. 6, 12. It's going to be 30 points of radiant damage.
Okay, yep. Mm-hmm.
So
once again, it cries out in pain. Yeah, you can see it's got several scorch marks on it, burn marks on it. Yeah. All right, so now some of the manticores have closed in enough that they're going to attack, and they're going to fire. And I'm just going to fire 3 spikes at each of you.
Now, if we're like standing behind the wall, like not even looking out the window, are we?
Yeah,
do we have full cover?
But wait a second here. I mean, you guys, some of you at least ran to the thing to shoot out the window, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you half cover, whatever half cover is, whatever that's called.
but all right, and I mean, if that's how you want to play, it's fine. But if technically, if you're standing at a window, you shoot a spell and you use a movement to move behind the wall, you're not visible
that's
anymore.
what I'm talking about, yeah.
But if you just, I mean, if for sake of the combat, you just want to do the +2 to AC, then that's fine. Let's just rule it and go.
Yeah, but I want not the first one. Is 3 stages of cover, 3 levels of cover?
No, I think there's light and heavy cover, and light cover will give you a +2, and heavy will
All right, let's
give
just
you
do the +2. I can always say that. I mean, they can just fly to the opposite window, right? I mean, there's several windows. And these windows are wide, right? They have a 135-degree angle. But I'm going to give you a +2 across the board just for speed, okay?
That's fine.
The manticores are +5. So what's your AC, Alex? A Grimm?
Sorry. Right now it's 17.
So I only got 1 hit on you. So you get hit with a spike for 7 points of damage.
Okay.
Nope. I didn't include your bonus. You don't get hit. That was my bad.
Oh, okay.
Because unless 17 was that +2, were you including that +2?
No, it wasn't actually.
No.
I didn't
Okay, so 3 misses against Grimm.
Okay.
Can you guys see my dice? Is it showing up on the share
Yeah,
screen?
back.
No, because you have the screen share.
All right, let me stop that. Stop. I think I got 1 hit there against Balmera. So Balmera, you're going to take 7 points of spike damage. and 19, 17. Does a 7 is your arc 17 or worse, Tolraun?
It's 19.
19.
At the moment,
So
with the cover.
so I got one hit on you as well, so 7 points of damage. The rest were all misses. Now, some of the flying humanoids that are coming towards you point their hands at you, and they're going to fire off some spells. Firebolt is just a roll to hit, I believe.
So
Go
we
ahead.
have, at this point,
It is,
100%
yeah.
established that they can see us, even though we're invisible.
So it would seem, yeah. They can.
Okay.
They seem to have no trouble detecting you. You're not sure how yet, but yes, that's correct.
That's fine.
Yeah. So I believe that's Firebolt is a 2-hit roll, so I'm going to do a Scorching Ray. So, Jawdat, what's your AC?
With cover right now, it's a 16. It's really low.
Okay, so you get hit with 2 of the 3 Scorching Ray beams for 15 points of fire damage. That's them. A bunch of archers are going to let loose as well. Some are firing at the ground floor, and some are firing up at the windows where you guys are. I'm going to do it this way. 2 attacks on each of you. 1 hit and 1 hit. So, Grimm, you get with an arrow for 6, and Tolraun gets hit with an arrow for 6. And these arrows all attack Gond. I believe he gets resistance against non-magical non-magical stuff. So I think I only got 2 hits there. So he's going to take 12 points of damage halved.
Okay. Who do you want tracking Gond's
Dennis,
hit points?
I think Dennis is doing it for me now.
Yeah,
thanks. And that brings us to the top of the order. So Tolraun, you can see now that there's flying creatures buzzing all around, as well as some flying humanoids flying around.
So
some are casting spells, some are shooting arrows, and the mob on the ground continues to press forward.
Okay, so I'm going to get to the cold ballista and use that. Hopefully, if they're buzzing around, I can get like a few of them as they come into it.
Sure.
So they have to make a con save.
So are you aiming for a particular target? There's a couple of dragons. There is several manticores and several flying humanoids too. Do you want to center it on a target, on a particular target?
This is a 120-foot cone, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, do you want to point it at anything, or?
I guess if I can see the dragon that we hurt before, I would try go for that one.
You don't, but you can see the other one.
Alright, I'll go for the dragons first, so why not?
Okay. Go ahead. I'm making deck saves?
Yeah, con.
Right? Con saves. Okay, so 2 successes and 2 failures. So give me some damage.
23, 24, 28, 35, 39, 37, 41.
Okay. One of the manticores struggles to fly and descends rapidly out of sight. Not exactly plunging, but not far from it. One of the flying humanoids, in fact, 2 of the flying humanoids, also just kind of freeze over and just drop out of sight. The dragon takes some damage. Grimm. So
All
as before, there's still tons of these creatures whizzing around. This mob is closing.
I have a quick arcane question.
Yeah.
The magic that hides this place, it doesn't feel like typical like visibility that I'm accustomed to. I have 2 different invisibility spells. I know my invisibility at this point. Does this feel like the same sort of magic? And I've also used like detect magic in the area as well. So does it feel like it works the same way, or is it a different type of visibility?
It's definitely a different type of magic.
Okay. In that case, I will again staying out of the range of the window, and I cast greater invisibility on myself. So I kind of get down the floor, reach down and pull up. You see this kind of weird dust-like cloak sort of fall over me, and I just vanish entirely.
Okay.
Now, just as a matter of rules, that with greater invisibility, I can attack and not become visible.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you know.
Mm-hmm. One of the dragons comes in, and he's going to try and lightning bolt you again, Tolraun. So you're going to need a deck. You're going to make me a deck save, and then this time he's considerably closer. You're still going to get the cover yet, but this time the lightning strike is going to go right through the room. So I'm going to have each of the other 3 of you roll, and the low roll is also going to be in the line of fire.
Oh, okay. What would that be rolling?
20-sider? Let's do 20-sider.
Okay.
So do we add the bonus on that? Or?
This is just a straight up to
just
see who's getting
randomizer
breathed on.
15. Something above average. 20.
40, 46, 51, 55, 64. Steve's not here. Somebody want to roll for Steve?
Sure.
Yeah.
Steve rolled.
Steve rolled a 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
So, you're going to take half damage.
No, that's not fair. He shouldn't get it. He shouldn't be the low guy when he's not here. I'll take the lowest.
Okay.
I'll trade him at 14 to the 3. 15 to 3.
If you're going to make a deck save, and it's 64 points of lightning damage or 32 if you save.
Yeah.
Well, if you're gonna do that, let Balmera do it because he has all kinds of bonuses on it.
Are you gonna take it for him?
The saving throw is 16.
Yeah, I mean she can.
All right, you take
easily
it.
do it. Yeah, she's
That's
taking
fine.
it.
Just go already. Do it.
Yes, he made it.
And it's your turn, Balmera. You can each also all make me a perception check.
Okay, so there's a ton of archers outside, some monsters, and 2 dragons, right?
Make a perception check.
I got a 21 in perception.
I'm good at 8.
8. 8 and a 3. All right, never mind. You see one dragon, and you do see at least 10 manticore, and several flying humanoids, as well as a large mob rushing towards you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll use a free action to call out. Should I drop the city now?
Yes.
I yell, drop it now.
Okay, she will drop it. Yoink!
So you pull this handle, and you hear a brief grinding of stone. It's short, and the tower continues to levitate slowly, and the city seems to hang there as if levitating in position. And then as the magic begins to fail, it starts to drop, and it picks up speed as it drops. And as it falls down, faster and faster, it dwindles in size, and then you see like a small mushroom cloud of dust and rock rising up towards you. The side of Mystic's Blessing, the mountain, explodes, and showers of rock goes for dozens of miles in all directions. The mountain itself collapses in a heap. The Great Spirit Tree is utterly crushed, and you can see this huge sort of leveled area. A lot of snow and dust and rock rising up to block the details.
So I just want to point out that in Alex's campaign, I was also the one that dropped a mountain on his wall.
Coincidence?
I think not.
I mean, Steve is Steve is away from the keyboard right now, but I hope he's taking notes.
He can go when he gets back. The Manticore comes sweeping in. All of them, all remaining 10, release fire arrows, fire spikes at the tower. So the tower gets rained on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's easier to count the misses. Here it's only 5, 6 misses. So 24. The tower takes 168 points of damage.
168.
You guys in the tower, you can feel it shake and rock. You can hear rocks that form the tower crumble away. Tiny pinholes of light start to form here and there from the damage.
Okay. Can you subtract 25 from that, Thashif, because Gon is going to use his action to repair 25.
So Gon, he stomps over to the wall and he puts his earthy arms up against it and presses against it. And rock kinds of spread out from his hands, and some of the damage repairs itself.
Oh, make a kill.
5 humanoids flying around the tower are 4 of them they're all going to cast spells, but 4 of them are going to cast Firebolt. So I'm just going to take a pot shot at each of you with the Firebolt. These are just going to be normal. So I think I got 3 hits. So Firebolt does what? D10? Just 1 D10?
Yes.
For the basic one, yeah.
Right.
2 D10 if they're level 5.
Yeah.
So Grimm, you're going to take 7 points of fire damage. Balmera, you take 8 points of fire damage, and Tolraun takes 5 points of fire damage. Oh, right.
So
Yeah, you're
my
invisible.
invisibility?
No, you're.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to say yeah. They can. You don't turn visible, but they can clearly see through it. Or they're detecting you with some other means.
Okay.
Which is more likely true. The fifth of these flying casters, buzzes close to the window, and he's going to cast Cloud of Daggers inside that floor. So a cloud of daggers whirling around is going to go over to. Is this? Does anyone remember? Is this a? It's mobile. Mm-hmm. I pick a spot and then it stays at that spot, right? It's immobile.
Do you want me to check?
Yeah, I believe I can pick the spot and then it stays at that spot.
It comes around the caster, I think.
Yeah.
You fill the air,
I don't think so.
You fill the air with spinning daggers in a cube 5 feet on each side, centering on a point you choose within range. Yeah, you can choose to.
That's right. That's what I thought.
A creature will take 44 slashing damage when it enters the area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's going to cast the rate controls, one of the magic ballistic controls. There's a cloud of daggers whirling there now.
Which one? The one that I'm at, or the fire?
The fire one. Yeah,
okay.
The one you're not at. There are several other flying creatures, humanoids, who land on different floors and start climbing in windows. Some of them are going to fire arrows into the tower. All missed. 4 misses. So some spells went off, Steve. The tower took some damage from a bunch of manticores, and there's a cloud of daggers around one of the ballistic controls. And it is your turn.
We dropped the city and destroyed the mountains.
Oh yeah, you dropped the city. Mystic's Blessings destroyed. The Great Spirit Trees destroyed.
So we just killed Brogon?
Yep.
Apparently.
Well, if you waited an extra day, he said he might.
Right.
He said he might not. So if he
Well,
did
here's the
choose
thing.
to wait for you,
I mean,
he's on the toast.
I already noted the XP for killing him. So.
Even if he had left, the pace he was moving on still got annihilated by that drop. But nonetheless, so there's a cloud of daggers over which control?
The fire one. Some of the flying humanoids also landed at windows on different floors and are climbing inside.
Okay.
For what it's worth, when you dropped the city, you killed about 40 Sanatu.
Yes.
That probably has some
What we're
value.
finding now?
Yes.
That's what we do.
So what do you want to do there, Jawdat?
All right, so
I
we
skipped
know
your turn temporarily, but it's your turn now.
that's right. So we know that some of the guys landed on other floors.
Mm-hmm. Climbed inside. The tower took a bunch of damage.
Okay.
There's only one dragon around, it seems.
Do I need to command Gaunt, or can I just say that he does things on his own?
He will always defend himself or the tower as a default.
Yeah, but
And
can I
if he's
can
not
I make
under attack? Yeah, you can override that. Yeah.
so I can make him go up and take care of those guys that entered the tower?
You have to be specific because guys landed on different floors. You have to say like go to floor 4 and defend.
Okay,
Something
so
like that, you know.
okay, so I need to command him directly.
Kind of, sort of. You gotta just give him the impetus.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Rob, what I'm going to do, ouch, gross, is I'm going to, I pull out a pile of sand out of my pouch, and I throw it at the doorway at the top of the stairs that comes to this floor.
Okay.
And it lands briefly, then shimmers, and then it forms up into this sort of amorphous, glowing gold cloud that maybe for the first time has a little more definition than it ever has, and it's kind of this visage of Joaquin when you look at it from profile. And it's a guardian of faith, so it's going to hold that door. And as my bonus action, I'm going to draw my club. And I'm going to go ahead and... How many windows are on this floor?
Well, 2 about glassless ones.
Okay.
They're wide. Like they take up like a third of the floor of the windows, right?
Sure. Oh, good gracious. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and draw my club and sort of toss it about 30 feet from me along one of the windows. And it goes over there and then it just goes whoosh, almost like to attention and just standing there so that I'll be able to have it
Excellent.
in a moment.
Cool. Okay, so the flying wizards have made their attack. Some of the other flying humanoids landed, and yeah, you can hear movement on other floors within the building right now. Tolraun, what do you want to do?
Alright, I'm gonna bear the cloud of daggers and I'm gonna fire the ballista at the next dragon I see.
Okay, so this is also a blue dragon. It's about 30 feet long.
Okay.
It flies pretty quickly. It really dwarfs the main course. I told you could roll 10d12s if you wanted. Makes it easier for you.
Doesn't that change the number curve at all?
Yeah.
What, going from how many dice?
Well,
Yeah, it
no,
does.
it was yeah. Well, it lessens the you can't get as low, I guess. So
Yeah.
You take 11 points of damage from the cloud of daggers. Okay.
Okay.
What damage did you do? What was the number?
55.
All right. So again, the dragon howls in pain, and it's going to whirl to make another attack. Grimm, what do you want to do?
well, since my invisibility was entirely a bust, it does nothing except waste the spell. I'm going to. I put my hand toward the wall, toward the one of the stone walls, and on the outside, to anyone who might be there to see it, you see this figure sort of begin to emerge from the stone, and for a minute it looks like it's kind of pushing out of it. You see these arms kind of pushing out, the head leans forward, and these huge bat-like wings sort of begin to extend from the stone as this massive gargoyle erupts from the stone, and I summon a gargoyle.
Okay.
It bursts out from the stone and begins circling the tower. And I basically tell it defend us.
Okay. The dragon that you shot at is going to. I think I got to roll for the breath recharge. He doesn't recharge, so he comes flying in straight down on the top of the tower, and he just rakes into the tower. He's going to do, not the one, 10, 23, 29, 35 points of damage to the tower. He's literally on the peak of it right now. And Balmera, what do you want to do?
She's gonna cast Blur, and then she's gonna go down the stairs and engage the people down there, along with Gunt. She'll call out to him to attack them.
Can he move through that thing of yours?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So you go down, and when you get to the 5th floor, you see 4 humanoids, each with rapiers or long swords in their hand, making their way up through the tower, and you encounter them. What do you want to do with an action?
Well, let's dance,
Cast
gentlemen.
Blur.
Then I'll stab them to death.
All right. Well, go ahead. Make an attack.
Okay.
Then you can have Gond attack.
AC.
AC 18.
She will hit.
Okay.
And she will deal 11 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Ooh, Gong made a critical.
Nice.
And the other one
Okay.
will hit. What does that say? He will hit a AC 16, so he doesn't hit. But he hits with a critical. So that's double damage, or what?
Yeah. We're just using raw for unnamed non-specials, so it's double damage.
Okay, so that's 38. Unless you want.
So I'm going to say no. Well, what I'm going to say is Gond is attacking another one, and he just snaps his neck.
Okay,
Just
and
one
then he's gonna use his slow. That's a DC 17 Wisdom save on one of the others.
Okay, he can do the same turn. Cool. Yep. You got it. So he reaches out and like maybe the tower slightly changes shape to drag at the feet of one of these attackers. Jawdat.
Uh-huh.
You can hear some fighting below you. You can still see some creatures, manticores, and at least one dragon flying around the tower. Tolraun's probably pretty injured. He's been breathed upon a few times.
Yeah.
No, I'm fine.
Never mind. Let him die.
Fine.
So the
About
one,
half
the
health.
one dragon's on top of the tower. We can't see it anymore.
Right, and the other dragon has you haven't seen for a couple of rounds now.
Okay. Well, that's a lot of fun. Maybe. How does this work? All right. So, yeah. I mean, there's just a whole mess of things outside still, right?
Yeah.
There's about 9 manticores. There's still a few flying humanoids. You're not sure how many have landed on different floors. You can hear fighting on the floor below you,
Right.
but you have killed several dozen, for sure.
Don't have a good way to do anything like that. All right. So I look over at Tolraun, and you know, do you look like you're okay, or do you look like you're in need of help?
I've taken battle wounds, but obviously I don't. Obviously, you're used to how I look when I'm near
Right.
death, and I don't look like that.
Okay. So I make kind of a beeline,
That's fine. Yep.
and I go by not close enough to get nailed by the cloud of daggers, but close to him, and I drop some items out of my pocket. And so what I'm going to set down so I don't break it, but I'm going to put down a healing potion and then 2 of the fruits from the tree, and then I am going through my guardian to go join Balmera lower.
Okay.
And I'll get my club to follow me, because obviously otherwise they'd be like, "Hey, you went through." Dunk. So I'll bring it with me.
Okay. The manticores, some fly right up to the window on the tower you're on and launch spikes inside the chamber. So since there's only 2 of you still here, I'm just going to attack 2 of you. So, Grimm, you're hit by 1 spike for 7 points of damage. And Tolraun, you're hit for 1 spike plus 1 critical, so you're going to take 21 points of damage.
Okay.
You can see other manticores flying below, and some are even landing on the ground, on the patch of ground that is with the tower. Balmera, you hear, and you probably hear it too as well now, Jawdat, that there are several more figures that have entered the tower on different levels. However, you do hear satisfying screams and a as the lower floor glyph goes off. And okay, so I'm just going to have some attacks against you and Gon, Balmera. You can, as you're fighting, you can see more people are entering the floor. This is the 5th floor, by the way.
They have disadvantage against me unless they have true sight or can see again. Can see illusions.
Okay, right, because you're blurred, right? Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Look at that. 6 misses across the board anyway. And going to take some attacks against Gon. So what's Gon AC? I can't remember the shit.
Well, there's. I mean, do they have magical weapons?
Yeah, it's resistance or immunity though to magic.
Oh, it just says immunities: poison, psychic, bludgeoning, piercing, slashing.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
magical weapons: charmed, exhaustion, frightened, paralyzed, petrified, and poisoned.
So what happens? It's kind of like when you attack Clayface instead. Blades just sort of go through them and he immediately steal up behind him. And Tolraun, we're back at the top of the order.
Okay, so I'm going to take damage from the daggers.
All right. Yep, you got it.
Are you getting to the fire?
13. 13 points of damage.
Yeah, he's within the cloud of daggers.
Yeah.
Right, but he'll be
So
leaving
I'm
him this
gonna-
round.
Yeah.
Yep, so I'm going to move out, take the items Jawdat dropped.
Mhm.
Can I do an action and drink the potion?
I'll let you drink one.
Yeah,
But if you're
okay.
eating the fruit, that's an action.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to drink the potion and head over to the cold ballista.
Okay.
How much is that potion?
No, I don't have dice handy. So-
I can roll. I just what am I rolling?
It should be the 4x4 ones.
Okay.
They were the 4x4 plus 3. It was the weird potions we got.
Okay. So 5, 8, 11.
Okay. Grimm, what are you doing?
Oh, and I'm using the cold ballista.
Well, you ran out, picked up those potions, drank a potion, did a double move across the room, 70 feet.
Wait, have I been double moving this whole time?
It's 70 feet. Yeah, to get it from one to the other.
Okay,
or
well,
opposites.
I can spend a key point to make that a bonus action, right?
Okay. Okay.
Alright, yeah, and using it at, if I see a dragon, I'll use it at them, otherwise just as many I can hit.
Yep. But I'm going to say you're going to have to cross off a couple of key points for each time you zip across the room.
Yeah, sure.
Yep. Go ahead. Just because he did a double move and then an action. And
Yeah,
to get that bonus action, he has to spend a key point.
12 D6? D8? Yeah. Alright, and yeah, so what did I fire at? Did I see a dragon?
Yes, you can see. Okay, he failed this one too.
Okay, so hang on. 5.
Big money, big money.
Wait, so you can see a dragon? So the other dragon's off the roof?
Yes,
Okay.
that's the one he can see. In fact.
Kill. I'm just trying to keep track of where all dragons are, you know.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
one
for some
seems
reason.
you haven't seen for several rounds.
Right, you know, and that scares me. My pappy told me that you gotta keep an eye on the dragons.
No, Jawdat, if you ever see a dragon, you gotta keep an eye on it.
Yeah, don't know why. He wake me up at 4 o'clock in the morning telling me that. Now I understand.
Yeah, it was the last words he told me as well.
All right, give me a total there, and then it's gonna be
65.
okay. So
and he is
Go ahead.
slowed.
Right. So they go next. So on his turn, he's just going to fly away.
Coward.
Coward. Yeah.
Who's
Stay and
that?
fight to the death. Stay and fight to your death. Don't be smart about it. Balmera, your turn. So
Okay.
you are now in a room with like a dozen Sanatu. More keep coming up the stairs.
Yeah. Okay, I will. The
Fireball.
one I stabbed in the previous round didn't die, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll
But
stab
keep in
him.
mind, you're swarmed right now.
Yeah, that's cool.
But go for it.
So she will stab him again. Oh
Yep,
my god,
yep.
I can't believe
He's in
it.
chainmail.
I fumble.
Oh.
Oh, all right. Roll me a percentile.
0-2.
A 2. Okay, so your next attack's gonna be a disadvantage.
Okay, Gong will make his attack now.
Yep.
Can I recommend that you use your bless and add a die 4 to the 1 to not make it a fumble, so that you're not disadvantaged next time?
So thought.
Yeah, I mean I can do that, sure.
Hey, make your
I don't
attack for
think
Gong.
I don't think it's gonna help because the way I roll. So Gong.
Even the blessings of a god cannot help me.
So Gong will hit for 19 and 19 again, bludgeoning damage.
Okay. So he's definitely tossing these things around pretty good. Right? Mm-hmm. In the room with them now, 3 of the Sonatu in here point at Gond, and they're going to each cast Magic Missile. So I don't even know if he's susceptible to force damage because I'm trying not to meta it. If he is, he takes 26 points of damage.
Well, he has advantage on saves, but since there's no save against that, I guess
He just takes it in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom. So, yeah, 9 magic bolts slam into him. Several physical attacks he shrugs off. However, you are not immune to physical attacks. So.
Well, kinda.
Oh my god, look how shitty I rolled. So 3 of the Sonatu champions in chainmail surround you, and they're swinging large great axes. And they seem to be getting in each other's way. This room's getting very crowded. I got no hits at all. Look at that.
You can't touch this stroke.
Ban. And
that brings us to Jawdat's turn.
All right, so I'm trying to get to where Balmera is. I don't know how far down I have to go, or if I'll encounter anyone.
You come down the stairs. You see a room full of Sonatu fighting her and Gond.
Okay. Yep, that's what I thought. Okay, so as I see this going on, I draw my club off my hip and release it so that it again floats near me.
Mm-hmm.
I draw my sword that I have somehow become proficient in using because I'm awesome. But no, realistically, I come down the stairs and there's this. We've had overwhelming odds, but all of our odds have always been overwhelming big things to us. It's never been just this sheer crazy outnumbered on so many fronts.
Mm-hmm.
So I do that. I drop the club. I pull the sword. I straighten up to probably my full half-orc stature, and maybe for the first time actually looking the part of the paladin as I begin to glow as I move forward. I'm casting Spiritual Guardians.
Okay.
Or Spirit Guardian. So everything within 15 feet of me, except for Balmera, myself, and Gond, are going to take 3d8 damage and have their speed slowed to half.
Okay, this is a concentration spell, right?
This is concentration spell, yep.
So you can absolutely do this, but the one on the 7th floor is canceled, okay? On the top floor is canceled.
I believe you are correct.
Okay,
no,
so
you were wrong.
Okay.
Guardian of Faith is still there. Guardian of Faith is still there. It's not concentration. It's 8 hours.
All right, that's why I asked. So,
I forgot about that.
Do they take damage now or at the start of their turn?
So the way the spell reads is kind of funky. So we've ruled it both ways. I don't care which way you want to go with it.
It just shouldn't be both because that's double dipping, right?
So
they get nailed once either way. That's guaranteed.
Basically, what it says when a creature enters the area for the first time, and then on the start of their turns.
Yeah, so it's same as flying daggers, the cloud of daggers.
Yeah. So
okay,
let's just rule it that at the start of their turns because they're not technically entering it. I'm entering them into it. If you're good with that, I also think the double dipping on that first hit is kind of cheesy.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
So as I do, the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have my weapon go ahead and attack the club. Go ahead and attack just one of them.
Yep.
Bonus.
What area? What's the area of this of the guardian?
It is 15 feet.
By 15, so it's like
15 feet in all directions. So it's a 30-foot.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. So the club's going to go ahead and make a swing. It will roll a 4 and miss horribly.
Okay. So you can see some of these manticore. They are at the windows again, and they're going to attack the two that are still on the top. I'm firing some more spikes in. I've got you three times, Grimm. 21 points of damage. And 3 against Tolraun, and I got Tolraun twice for 14 points of damage from spikes.
Okay.
You can see them also clawing at the rocks, like clawing at the window, trying to damage the tower. There are also some on windows below, and in fact, Balmera, you notice a few manticore at the window as well.
Has the tower taken more damage?
Sure. Let's say, just for sake of speed, let's say it takes another 20 points of damage from the clawing of these manticores. And it is the wizard's turn. So the wizards are going to once again, they found something actually effective against this Gond. So they're going to do the exact same thing. 5, 10. So Gond takes 19 points of damage, force damage.
Okay.
3 of these fighters are going to attack you. Oh, they get 2 attacks around. Balmera? Oh my god, look at that. I got 2 hits that time. Out of 12 attacks, I've gotten a total of 2 hits. So they each hit you for...
No, they're still...
Wow. 6 and 5. You take 11 points of damage from slashing damage.
Okay. That's 9 points of damage.
They're going to take some damage from your guardian. So how much damage is that?
All right. So they're going to take.
So
they can all make wisdom saves.
Okay. So keep in mind this room is 70 by 70. So it's not like it's packed shoulder to shoulder. All I'm saying is the ones that you're damaging are not the same ones that Balmera is fighting, nor the same ones around Gond. They're other ones you're hurting.
Okay. I mean, my distinct intention was to get near Balmera, but that's fine.
You can do that, but you're literally wading through a crowd to do that.
All right. I hadn't. I mean that. Okay. Never mind.
So there's my 6 saves. What's the DC?
15.
Nobody makes it.
I just threw a die in the garbage can.
That's a win.
All right, if I count it as a 1, then they're going to get 8, 7, 15, 16 points of damage.
All right, so you do a good bit of damage to a bunch of them.
And they are now,
Yeah,
everyone who's affected by it is now half movement.
Okay. Yeah, the room's getting pretty packed. All right, so that's the guys you just did harm to are going to try and hurt you with long swords. What's your AC?
Higher than a 1.
Jawdat?
My AC, I don't have cover from these guys, is only a 15. Or, I'm sorry, 14.
I got 2 hits. You can take 12 points of damage from 2 longsword attacks, 6 and 6. And it is Tolraun's turn. Then Grimm.
Okay.
Tolraun, you're still up at the top floor.
Mm-hmm.
No. Cloud of Daggers lasts at least a minute, I think. Or it's a concentration spell, one of the two.
What's that?
Concentration up to a minute.
So it's not there?
So I'm going to say it's still there.
Okay.
However, there are no more dragons. There's basically no more flying targets around you. If there's any targets, they have landed, or maybe there might be a few manticores flying close still.
Alright. So I'm about to die, so I'm going to eat the fruit.
Okay.
Do you still have the notes on the fruit?
No, I have no idea what they do.
It will poison you.
Nope.
3d plus 3.
Yep. Yeah, and they won't because they're mine. So.
And you're blessed.
I was already
The
blessed.
Well, now
the
you're
fruit
doubly
from this,
blessed.
the fruit from this tree that you've now destroyed.
Yep.
Okay. There are some manticores at the windows. I mean, you can run over and physically attack them if you want. Or you could try and take shots at the few that are flying around.
Yeah, I'm not going to risk the card of daggers for now.
I think we all know it's time for Tolraun to start punching.
Yep. I want to punch a manticore in the face.
Go for it. So you run over to this lion with big wings and a spiked tail, and...
Well, it sounds silly when you say it like that.
Okay. And I get a...
AC is 14.
Okay, I got a 17 and a crit.
All right, so roll the damage for the
awesome.
17 first, and then roll a percentile.
That's 10 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
And 83.
All right, so let's just say you're going to kill it. So tell us how you kill the fully healthy manticore in one attack.
Okay, basically, it rolls at me, but then I gorge its eyes out, kind of stunning it and causing it to fall off the building.
So
it
falls straight away, and then it kind of bounces off the little bit of land and then spins out into space. Grimm, you and then the gargoyle.
The gargoyle has vanished because Grimm is dead.
Dead?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, probably -10 with that last volley.
Yeah, but why would that kill you?
You're down? You mean?
Are you dead or dying?
I thought it was. Well, I thought it was over your maximum by a certain amount. You just die. You don't get a.
Yeah,
a single strike takes you below half your maximum. So if you had 40 hit points, if a single strike, has to be a single attack, takes you below -20, that would kill you. Whatever your maximum is. I don't know what your maximum hit points.
I thought it was below whatever you had left or something like that, or double.
No. It's your max.
No, it's based off your maximum.
Well, then either way, the gargoyle has vanished and I'm on the floor. So
you're dying.
I pass.
Okay.
Pass.
So you can make a death save. I mean, if you roll 20, you come back. You were.
Yeah. 9.
You still have a blood effect as well. So you can take a death strike, or you can use your bless and make that a 10 and higher.
Yeah, as we
for success.
To make it yeah.
Okay, so that's one success towards stabilizing. There are no dragons in sight anymore. Balmera.
Okay, so there's about, 112 Sinatsu around me?
No, there are 3 around you. There are about 10 or so others in the room. Several of which have been harmed by those guardian things.
Okay, I will attempt to kill this one guy that seems to elude me.
Alright, well you heard him once.
I hit 19, that should hit, right?
Yep.
Because my good friend Gunt is near, I will critical him. For 10, 17, 21, 28 points of piercing damage.
Alright, yeah, so he had 27 left, so down he goes. You're fighting 2 now. Go ahead.
Gunt will make his attack, and he will...
Gond, but yeah.
Gond. He will miss, because he's a wuss.
Wow. He's a wuss, is he? Saving your ass. Oh.
But he will... I'll try to recharge the blow, which he didn't. Okay, I'm gonna use... No, never mind. That's it.
Okay, Jawdat.
Uh-huh.
What would you like to do?
Reconsider my life choices.
All right.
after reconsidering them,
You leave.
just bye, guys. No, I'm going to step up and take a swing with the sword at the guy closest to me, and then have the club again attack one of the.
Sure. To specify, there are 12 Sonatu in this room, and there are some manticores kicking around. That seems to be all that's left.
All right. So, but how many of them are directly within the effect of my spell currently?
6.
Okay. So that's gonna be my focus right now is that group.
Okay.
So. Yep. All right. So let me take a swing with the sword first, and then I'll do the club.
Mm-hmm.
14. 19.
Yeah, easy.
Okay. Wow. It's gonna be 11 points of damage on him.
Okay.
And then the club. The club only hits AC 14, so it'll miss again.
Okay. And that's your turn done, is that right?
Yeah, that's kind of me at the moment.
The manticores are going to rip away at the masonry on the tower, and they're going to do 17, 27, 40 points of damage to the tower. The 3 wizards who were casting spells at Gond, all 3 of them make for a window and jump out. The 6 around you are going to take some damage there, Jawdat.
Wisdom save again?
Right.
Haha, I didn't drop it that time.
None.
Alright, 20 points of damage.
All 6 die.
Tashif, are you there? Can we get like a description of the building? Like, not how many hit points has it lost, but can you give us like what we might be seeing? Because we'd all have an idea of how ripped up the building looks.
You're probably going to see holes in it here and there, cracks in the masonry, certainly, maybe cracks running along the floors in places.
But we're not like missing like large walls.
Yeah. No, there's no like chunks of the tower ripped out or
just
anything
making
like
sure.
that. It's just.
I figured that was fair.
So there was 12 Sonatu in the room. There are now 3 Sonatu left in the room. 4 Sonatu left in the room. Some are fighting Gond and some are fighting Balmera. There are currently none fighting you, Jawdat. And they don't get their turn because they just died. And they're gone. And so, Tolraun, it's your turn. You can see Grimm dying there.
Okay. Well. Shoot on the other foot now, Grimm.
Do you do anything other than lord it over him, or is that your action?
No. I thought lording was free. I mean, glowering was free. A free action. So,
it is.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go to Grimm, and I'm gonna be like, how the fuck am I gonna get an unconscious Grimm to eat this fucking fruit?
You can't make a medicine check to stabilize.
Yeah, you really can't give me these fruit, but
yeah. I'll try to stabilize him. I even though I distinctly remember being unable to do so to another wizard that was in our party.
All right, well, roll 10 or higher on the medicine check.
Yeah, that's an 11.
All right, so you stabilize Grimm.
I ate the fruit. Inventory.
I'm pretty sure stabilizing is an action. However, you see the manticores are looking over their shoulder now, and you no longer see any flying outside. Each of you, anybody who's conscious, can make me a perception check.
Nope, 1.
Yeah, you're busy with Grimm.
20.
All right, Jawdat?
I also rolled a 1.
All right, well, you don't notice, but Balmera, you notice that the 3 Sanatu that jumped outside flew away.
Okay. When they're doing that, they were casting spells on Gond, right?
They used up most of their spells.
Okay, so would I get an attack of opportunity when they?
Well, there's still Sanatu in your face fighting you with an axe, with a great axe.
Yeah, but
there's still 4 left in the room. He's wearing chainmail. He's got a great axe. He's trying to chop you with it. What do you want to do about it? Going to ignore him?
Well, I can stab him. Yeah.
Well, do something then. Impress us all.
Hang on. That's 10, that's 12, that's 17. That's 29 points of piercing damage.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah, you definitely shake him.
And Gond, the Mighty Warrior, will hit him for 19.
Okay. You get the impression that they want to escape, but they don't have the ability to fly.
And just to make it worse, Gond will also slow one of the others, so he needs to make a Wisdom save against DC 17.
Sure. No, does not make it. Jawdat. So there are now 4 Sanatu left, all of which are injured. Some of which seem to be considering escape.
Okay. So I will very quickly stride in their general direction and just bring this wall of little divine flittering coins towards them.
Okay. They're going to just run away, run down the stairs. That's their response to this thing coming at them.
Okay.
Does that mean he pushes them towards me?
No, but you can get an opportunity attack.
I will take that. Uh, 16.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So, will that be a sneak attack too, or just a normal attack?
Why not?
Okay.
Murderlize them.
Okay, so he takes 28 points of
So
piercing.
one of them doesn't get away. 3 at least are making their way down the stairs, all leaving a trail of blood. Tolraun.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You no longer see manticores, or if you do see them, they're flying away in the distance. You did notice, perhaps, that all the creatures seem to fly away in roughly the same direction.
Which direction is that? That way?
Let's call it east.
Hitting back
and down.
to wherever.
Exactly.
I ate the first.
All right. So and then you heal another 3d8 plus 3.
Alright, and now I'm feeling fine. I'm gonna start moving down the tower.
Okay, so you're gonna leave Grimm there. Yep, no problem.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
Balmera, so it is your turn. You saw 3 Sonata retreat down to lower levels in the tower. You guys are on level 5. What do you want to do?
So there's no one within stabbing range?
Correct.
Well,
Not true. Jawdat is within stabbing range.
Well, I mean, directly enemies. He's only part.
All right. Just saying. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess the golem and the dwarf are gonna move down the stairs.
All right. Jawdat, are you also pursuing?
I am not. If he's taking the golem going downstairs, I'm going back up because there were manticores and stuff that were landing upstairs. I just wanted to make sure that Balmera wasn't going to get completely blenderized down here, so I'm going back up.
Okay, so you can reach the top floor fairly easily. You do notice on every landing, all the stairs, there is some damage around the window sills of every floor from manticore claws. As you wind your way up, and when you get to the top, you find an unconscious Grimm.
Okay.
Tolraun, with your speed being greater than Balmera, you're going to eventually catch up to her, and you guys are starting. You guys get down to the second floor, and you're starting down towards the first floor when you hear the glyph go off, and you hear some screams.
I mean, he's not faster than me. I'm pretty fast. Hey,
So
20,
It's your turn, Balmera, right now.
35 feet? That's pretty good for a dwarf.
Yeah, I'm just saying, as you were coming down from the second floor to the first floor in pursuit, that's what you heard.
Okay, so I will... My new golem buddy and me. Me and my golem. That's a new sitcom, me and my golem. We'll pursue them.
It's right after Grimm and the Asia.
Balmera and Gone, yeah. I want to hear the theme song. So when you get down to the first floor, you see one of them is dead. The other two are smoking, and they go to the front door, and they walk out the front door onto the little piece of land, like maybe into the garden.
Okay. Can I shoot one of them?
Yeah. Yep.
I'll do that.
Okay. What are you shooting them with?
Firebolt.
Okay. Yep. Go for it.
And since Steve taught me to actually add stuff to it, I will hit an AC of 13.
You don't hit. However, in dodging, he looks at you, curses, and jumps off. The one beside him does likewise after a moment's delay.
What's with the Suicide Squad?
Well, maybe there's a chance they might get caught. Slim. Meanwhile, back on the... So you would also see this as well, Tolraun. There are no more combatants. Meanwhile, back on the top floor, you're there with an unconscious Grimm, Jawdat.
Right. I've got to dismiss my coins, or they're going to murder Grimm.
Okay.
I couldn't see him to designate him earlier.
Sure.
So I'm going to move over to him, and you look pretty much dead, right?
Yeah.
All right.
He's breathing.
So I put my hands on him to do the lay on hands that has become a recent gift, and that starts to channel, and then there's this sort of excruciating look of pain across Jawdat's face as he realizes that that's just not going to be enough. And so for a moment, the air in this particular room gets really like desert warm, and there's this really bright flashing glow. 1, 4, 6, 8 is 14, and 8 more is 22, plus 4 is 26. Basically what I'm doing is burning my other 4th level slot to give the highest level heal I can. So
Okay.
You're going to get back 26 hit points.
All right. So while that happens on the top floor, on the bottom floor, Balmera and Jawdat and Gond. I'm sorry, Balmera and Grimm.
I'm the best teleporter ever.
you'd currently see no foes, at least except for ones perhaps dwindling in the distance. Below the little patch of ground, you can still see snow and rock settling from the devastation leveled upon it from Mythalemar landing on Mystic's Blessing.
Okay. Well, I'll go and close the door and go upstairs again. I'll tell Gon to stay down here guarded.
Okay. Oddly, there is no door. It's just a doorway.
There's no door down here?
Correct. However, you don't feel the cold that you should feel at like 7,500 feet. It's room temperature.
Okay, well, her first thought is Grimm is not going to like what they did to his tower, and she's just going to shock and her shoulders and go upstairs.
Tolraun, do you want to take any actions?
So, okay, so I've seen this down there, and I've encountered no one.
There's a couple of dead Sonatu here and there. The tower is probably still appreciably damaged.
Okay, well, there's nothing really I can punch here, is what I'm getting at, so I'm going to go
there's
back
Grimm.
up.
I mean, Balmera. You can punch Balmera.
I don't know, that just seems gratuitous at this point. So I'm going to head upstairs again, try to regroup with everyone.
So the four of you are regrouped at the top of the stairs. Tolraun, Grimm, you certainly come too. Mm-hmm. And you're gathered around these controls at the top of this tower.
That's
still just slowly ascending.
Did we win?
Well, what do you want to do with the tower?
Probably not. Can we pick up some pace on this tower?
I do not know that we have won, but where are we taking this terrible thing?
Grimm, you're conscious, just so you know.
Yeah.
Well, remember what he said? Once we were free, we could move to any direction. So I suggest we do that.
Yes, there is a sphere, a pedestal sphere, that has the 4 compass directions on it.
Rob, I glance over at the controls for the ballista.
Yes?
Are they still surrounded in daggers?
Nope.
Okay. There's just one wizard hiding somewhere in the building.
Yeah. on the roof. Okay, I'm going to turn the tower invisible.
Sure. Yeah.
Shut the eye.
There too.
Up and away, I guess.
We could always take it. We could always take it south.
Where do you want to go, Grimm?
To my father's land for now, until we can figure out a better place. Because down there, we do not have to tell anybody what it is.
I'll go with whatever Jawdat says.
Okay, I
don't want tower.
Raise her eyebrows when he says that. Are you okay?
This is not my tower. This is at very best / worst your tower.
I'm uncomfortable with that.
But where do you want it, Grimm? Should we take it to Crossmeet? Should we take it
No, never to Crossmeet.
Up and drop it? Should we take it?
Okay, this is gonna sound maybe somewhat insulting, so you have to bear with me.
We have.
If you land this in your father's lands, will he go all the power? I must control the world, or will he take it?
Why do we have to tell him what it is, or even that it's there?
Okay, cool.
Does that mean Grimm is willing to relinquish, his tower? That surprises me.
Yeah, well, Grimm hit his head when he fell down.
Yeah.
Hit his head very hard.
Yeah, he had a near-death experience, so yeah, we can certainly go to the southern lands and land in the desert. I've never been there before.
That's where you guys want to head? Towards the Yellow Sea?
While Gonda's standing down there, Can he repair the tower?
Sure. Yep.
Like
He just has to touch any wall.
Well, the tower heals too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it heals. But gun can heal it faster, but it does heal on its own. Yep. All right. So the four of you in Param's tower, at about 8,000 feet, invisible.
So, Jawdat, when I was attacked, when I guess it was the Tsunati, it kind of strange. They jumped out of the windows and the doorway. So kind of, I guess, committing suicide instead of staying here.
Or perhaps they also have something invisible and flying below us?
How powerful are these guys?
Powerful enough that they had 2 dragons, and an army of manticores, and flying people,
Yeah,
and
Question.
saw an invisible tower, and an invisible mage, and
Yeah,
almost killed him.
Rob, I'll go over to the corner and find my bedroll if it's still there. And I'll go to Grimm and put it under his head while he's laying on the floor, looking all shell shocked.
Sure. Well, as I said, Grimm is fully conscious.
He's still laying
So-
on the floor, though. Yeah.
All right. So
He is exhausted.
the tower is flying at about 60 miles an hour, roughly the speed of a charging horse, galloping horse. And it is about 8,000 feet in the air and invisible. And you fly the mushroom cloud that you created sort of fades behind you. You fly over Crossmeet and Lady the Sever, and then continue southwards toward the Yellow Sea. And that is where we'll bring our campaign to a close. So thank you very much to my players. Thank you for anyone who was watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And we're going to be doing another campaign in about a month that Steve's going to be running. So tune in for that.
Assuming that Ireland is going to let me do that. But yes, that's the intention.
Thanks the law for Steve for campaigns.
I have to ask the government.
Yeah.